Hello, welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we'll be discussing leadership, business, and human potential, inspiring you to live rich from the inside out. Unlock your creativity, stretch out of your comfort zone, break through your barriers, take inspired action, and achieve epic results. Now, here's your host, two-time best-selling author, speaker, and certified executive coach, Debra Kasowski.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Millionaire Woman Show. I'm your host, Debra Kasowski, and I am so glad you are here. If it is your first time here, I want to encourage you to strike the bell on the YouTube here so that you can, and subscribe so that you know when we have new videos coming out, as well as go over to iTunes or your favorite podcast player, write us a review. It really, really helps us in the rankings to let more people know about the show. But I'm super excited to jump into today's topic. And today I wanted to talk to you about those automatic negative thoughts and how you can shift away from those thoughts to really take control of your mindset. Because our mindset is everything. James Allen said, "Whatever a man thinketh, he is." Something to that paraphrase. So I want to encourage you to grab a listen, really focus in on what kind of thoughts that you've been having. So we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts at any point in time every day. And the majority of those thoughts are negative. And the other majority is thoughts you thought of yesterday. So what to eat for supper, what to wear, all of these little questions that you ask yourself on a regular basis are something that you do habitually. But the negative thoughts is what I want to zone into today. So when they come up, and I'm going to use an example, like today I was on a run and I'm contemplating signing up for a big race. And all the thought, because it was my first outdoor run of the season, all I could think of is, well, I can feel my knees because I had done several lunges the day before. Or, oh, what about the weather? Do I have the time to do this? Meanwhile, I've researched it. I've talked to the organizers. I've looked up training plans. It's just a matter of signing up and just doing it. And in my head, I also know when Debra signs up for things, it's considered done. So I'm not sure with what's the hesitation, but this is something that's real. It happens to me. It happens to you. It happens to many people when they're pushing out of that comfort zone. And when it comes to making a decision and thinking about the ideas that come to you, what I've learned is ideas come to you for a reason. They come to you specifically to fulfill and bring it to creation. Because if you ever notice, not everyone has the same idea. And knowing that that idea came to you to put it into creation means you need to take that step forward. The people who don't seem to get those grand ideas are the people who are really comfortable in their own skin. They're really, really comfortable in that comfort zone. They don't push themselves to do more, be more, or have more. So those ideas don't come. It doesn't occur to them to do these other things. So one of the things that I want to impress upon you is that if you get these grand ideas or things that you need to follow through on, and I know I have some friends out there who have sparks of ideas all the time, and sometimes they need that extra nudge to help push them in the direction of following through because they're great starters, but not always a finisher. So the one thing I know about myself when it comes to races, once I start, I know I have to go to completion. And sometimes I guess that could hold you back because if you're one of those people who if you know that when you start, you finish things, maybe that's the hesitation of why the hesitation in signing up. However, I know I'm just going to get it done. But anyhow, I'm not going to let you know because it's going to be a surprise. But I wanted to talk to you about those automatic negative thoughts. So Daniel Amen, he talks about those, he calls them ants. So we want to get rid of those ants. Those ants are those automatic negative thoughts that come up in our head. And how do we capture them and release them? You know, people are, we've been known to be our worst critic. We are hard on ourselves, and we can talk ourselves out of doing some of the grandest things that we need to be doing to achieve those goals. So what I want to do is help you learn how to shift that when you have that negative thought, to challenge it, to question it. Instead of jumping to conclusions, we need to ask ourselves, what's the truth in this thought? Is it believable? Do I have evidence to support it? Who would I be without this thought? And, you know, Byron Katie has some really great questions around that to help bust the truth out of some of those thoughts that you have come to you. But you can also reframe it. You know, when people are attempting to lose weight or doing something new, sometimes what holds them back is they don't want to say that they're going to achieve their goal because it's not believable to them. So this is when you start doing affirmations and shifting them, because we can all be in process of. So we can shift the language to, I am in process of, or I am becoming this. Because when you're in process, or you're practicing, or you're becoming, it's real. It's real. It's believable, right? Whereas someone says, I am 150 pounds, or I am a phenomenal speaker, or I am getting the next promotion. You know, people, if they don't believe it, they're not going to see it. So it all starts with your belief system first. So we want to get you into a place of believing. So we need to pay attention to the language, really getting rid of the word try. And I can't say enough how often I hear the word try. Sit through a day and just take an audit. You will be amazed. So like this computer mouse, as an example, you can either pick it up or you can't. So you do or you do not, as in the famous words of Yoda. So I can't try to pick this up. So that's one of the words to really eliminate. Always and never. Those are extreme words, extreme parts of the emotional spectrum, I guess, what I'd call it. Because when people say always, is it really true that it's always? Or is it never? The word but should be replaced with and. But this, anything that comes after but negates anything that you said before it. That dress looks fabulous, but you can hear it, right? It goes downhill from here. So really paying attention to your language and saying and instead of but. So we want to have so much power in our language. So when we catch those automatic negative thoughts, criticizing ourselves, beating ourselves up about things that didn't go well, it's time to do a shift and a reframe to say, you know what can I learn from this? And here's the thing that I think people forget. Whether it is deemed failure, which I don't believe in, because everything that doesn't go on track is a learning experience. And even successes, I think people don't take enough time to, because they're so caught. Like if you get one negative evaluation somewhere for something versus a pile of great stuff, you can focus in on the negative and forget of all the majority were great. So what you need to do is get rid of the top one, get rid of the bottom one, and just throw them out. And then you look at the rest of them. Because we can get so caught up because we want everybody to like us, that people-pleasing part. And I want you just to drop that. Because what matters most is what you believe and think for yourself, and not tying yourself to the opinions of others. that, because you're hard enough critic on yourself. You don't need to take on everyone else's opinion. And their opinion might be because they had a bad day or they had an argument with someone, and all of a sudden they're taking it on you, and that opinion may not be truth. It may be something that was heat in the moment. So don't put all your energy on someone else's opinion. But when it comes to that reframe, I want you to take whatever thought came to you and give yourself a compliment. Shift it into what you want. There was a great TED Talk that I watched the other day by a lady, a psychologist, who was talking about you get what you expect, not what you want. Because when you focus on what you expect to happen, that's what happens. And she was talking about this lady who expected to have a series of bad dates because she had gone on a dating site and was attempting to find a mate. And every single person that she ended up meeting in person did not look like their profile picture. The information that they provided did not match up with what they shared when they got together. And she was just so frustrated. So this one day she had another date, and she went to yoga class, was all sweaty, didn't have time to shower, showed up at the date, and this guy was perfect. So her friend said, "Hey, how did that date go?" And she goes, "He was perfect. But I showed up after yoga class without showering. I looked a disarray, and he was clean. He was clean cut. He was everything I would have wanted." And 20 minutes into the date, I told him I had to put money in the meter, and I never came back. So she ended up sabotaging based on what she expected versus what she wanted. So I want to impress upon you that you need to start focusing in on what it is that you truly want in your life, instead of focusing on those automatic negative thoughts that come to you. And they really can throw you off. And when it comes to those automatic negative thoughts, you question them. 1, 2, focus on what you want versus what you expect. And 3, be kind to yourself. Because when you're in a negative space, whatever, and pay attention to the influences around you. Because if you're hanging around with negative, toxic people, you are going to internalize the thoughts and the comments that are around you. Even though you think you don't, you actually pull that in like a sponge to your subconscious. And it affects how you think and you feel about things. And then it impacts the actions that you take. And with those actions, you get the results. And you want to start getting the results that you truly want. So in order to do that, I need to shift you from criticizing to really starting to coach yourself to success. Give yourself that pep talk. Give yourself that boost and say, you know what? I got this. I'm a rock star. Everything that I need is coming my way. New opportunities are coming my way. Speak with conviction and believe that you are going to get exactly what you want and put it into action. And people say, "Oh, Deb, you are wearing rose-colored glasses." Well, I tell you, those rose-colored glasses are better than focusing on doom and gloom. So my wish for you is to really move from that critical place to coaching yourself to achieve the success that you want. And if you need some help, I am an executive coach. I am Debra Kasowski, and I will be happy to hold you accountable, challenge your assumptions, and help you move to the top. So I want to thank you for joining me here on the Millionaire Woman Show. I'd love for you to go over to iTunes, write us a review, give us a 5-star high five, share this audio, the video with people you know, like, and love, and so that they can get to the next level in their business or whatever they're doing. And send me an email. Let us know what nuggets resonate with you. So Muhammad Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And my wish for you, as always, is go and make today great.